So yesterday I was driving around just running errands, and as I was turning into my daughter's house, one of my clients drove by me. So, I had to call her and say, "Hey, I just seen you." And it's funny because, her branding is on her vehicle. So it's like in her plate. So I kind of looked back in my rearview mirror, one of my mirrors, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, that's her." So I gave her a call and I was like, "I just saw you, you just drove right by me." And I could even describe what she was wearing. So, she thought that was funny. We had a good little chuckle there. But we started talking about when her next recording is. And so, it's coming up. It's like next week in the calendar. I don't remember these things. But I was, just asking her, okay, did you secure your guest or what's happening? This is just like, unplanned conversation. And she didn't. And, she told me what she wanted to talk about. And I'm like, you know what? I actually have the perfect guest for you, someone that specializes in that area, because I have another client that specializes in that area. And I just spoke to her as well, or we were just in communication. So she's still top of mind. And then I was able to connect these two ladies. Well, I'm about to send an email right now and connect these two ladies, but I was able to reach out to the other client and ask her if she had any interest being on another show and just talking about or having a discussion in her area, her area of specialties, her specialized area. Lord God, her area, the area that she specializes in. I am like stumbling over my words here. So anyway, she said yes. Awesome. I got like the confirmations that I'm about to send out this email. And I thought, let me jump on here and just talk about how wonderful community can be in that sense, because it's a connection that if I wasn't in this local community, I wouldn't have met these two ladies. One lives a little further out east, and then one is more local. But because I'm here, I'm able to connect these two women together so that they can have a discussion. Because I'm in this local area, I can not only see my clients, but we can connect quite quickly, and just like in everyday passing. So that felt really good, and we were able to laugh about, "Oh, I saw what you were wearing." And she's like, "You're in my car," and I was like, "Yeah." But also just being able to be a connector for these women and bring them together so that both of them can prosper. And who knows, maybe the other one will she's a guest today, and then vice versa on another day, on another show. And honestly, that happens a lot with my guests. And I think it actually started with this one particular person that I seen driving. I would speak to her and she would say, "Oh, I was looking for this and I didn't find it," or "the person I wanted to speak with is not available," or whatever the situation. And then bam, I have somebody in mind. And it just so happens they were either a guest on another show or they're a client of mine. And as I'm speaking about it, I have two emails to send out to just introduce a couple of different folks to each other, because what they're talking about aligns. And these are like completely different areas of expertise. So I think it's quite wonderful that that I can help connect people in that sense, and it's happening quite organically, because there's a lot of us out there just doing great, wonderful things. So I just want to say, like, get in your community and get to know people in the people around you, because it does feel good to be able to say, "Hey, what's up?" One of the things I do enjoy is when I'm walking into the building or I'm leaving the building, I'm in the parking lot, and I see some of the other business owners, and they don't have anything to do with my business, but it's just being able to connect a name to a face and say, "How are you?" And same thing, I get shouted out in the parking lots as well. Do not be afraid to say hello to somebody in your community today. Get to know them, even if it's like the littlest thing. And you never know. You might just infuse a little bit of joy into their day, moments into their day, even if it's a moment of joy. Ask somebody how they're doing, like truly, truly doing. I drove through Tim Hortons some point this week, and I just said, hey, how are you doing? And she's like, I'm okay. And I was like, no, no, how are you really doing? Like, when was the last time somebody asked you how you're really doing? And she's like, I don't know. People don't ask me. And I'm like, well, I want to know. And then, of course, I infused a little bit of joy into that conversation for the 2 minutes, 1 minute that it was. And, she ended up smiling. At least it seemed like a nice, big, grand smile after our little interaction. So don't be afraid to interact with somebody a little differently or connect someone if it makes sense and, all the things aligned. And if it's a genuine connection, if you really want to do it, you believe that both sides will get benefits from that interaction. Okay, that's all I have.